Once in the grand kingdom of Brightesia, lived Princess Fluffy. She was bright, but incredibly lazy. She kept daydreaming and spoke to imaginary people and toys, and instead of studying, she spent endless hours gazing into her magical mirror, a shimmering glass that showed mesmerizing images, played songs, and whispered stories. The people of Brightesia called it the Mirror of Distractions, because once trapped in its glow, time slipped away. One evening, Queen Gloria reminded her,
"Fluffy, knowledge is the real power. Do your assignments diligently."
Fluffy sighed, scribbled half-heartedly, and soon dozed off. Her wooden pencil slipped from her fingers and landed on the doll sitting on her table. A lifeless, beautiful toy in a pink dress. Then, something astonishing happened. The moment the doll got touched by the pencil, its tiny hands moved on their own. With dazzling speed, it started doing Fluffy's assignment flawlessly. When Fluffy woke up, she saw the doll doing her assignments. Fluffy couldn't believe her eyes.
"You did my work?"
The doll didn't reply but placed the perfect assignment before her. A grin spread across Fluffy's face.
"This is perfect. Thank God. From now on, I don't have to strain myself. You'll do my work, and I'll enjoy my magical mirror. Thank you, Pinky Doll."
Days passed. Fluffy handed every task to her Pinky Doll while she stayed glued to her enchanted mirror. The doll worked tirelessly, never stopping, never complaining. At first, Fluffy felt overwhelmed, but soon it became but obvious. She earned lots of praises and prizes and certificates in her college. She was on cloud 9, but she forgot that none was truly hers. Over time, a strange shift started to take place. The doll started changing. Its plastic skin softened, its features sharpened, its glassy eyes gleamed with intelligence. It began to grow taller, its limbs becoming human-like. Meanwhile, Fluffy didn't notice her own reflection also shifting. Her once radiant skin turned pale, her bright eyes dulled, and her mind became foggy. Each day, the doll became more human, while Fluffy faded. Then, one fateful night, as Fluffy lazily handed over another assignment, a shimmering figure appeared. The assignment fairy, draped in robes of silver parchment, her wings swirled like ink. She gazed at Fluffy and said,
"Shortcuts cannot replace efforts, Fluffy. Hard work shapes who we are."
Why work, when I can easily make the Pinky Doll do everything for me? I'm smart, you see.
Well, let the fate decide then.
She waved her hand. A gust of wind shook the room. The mirror cracked, the walls shimmered, and a golden glow surrounded the doll. When the light faded, Fluffy gasped. She was no longer at her desk. Instead, she was on the wooden shelf, trapped inside the plastic body of the doll, and the doll. She now stood tall, dressed in royal silk, her once plastic face identical to Fluffy's. The doll had become the real princess. Fluffy tried to scream, but only a faint squeak came out. She tried to move, but her limbs were stiff and jointed. Meanwhile, the new Princess Fluffy, once the doll, stood before the cracked mirror, adjusting her golden crown. A knowing smile played on her lips, full of wisdom.
This is the fate of those who seek shortcuts. Only through real effort can you break this curse.
And with that, she vanished. The new Princess Fluffy ruled wisely. She studied, worked hard, and made Brightesia proud. Queen Gloria, noticing her daughter's wisdom, was pleased, never realizing the switch had taken place. As for the real Fluffy, she remained on the shelf, a forgotten doll. She waited, hoping for a second chance to prove her worth. But until then, the world had moved on without her.